Hi guys! So I am here for my May monthly wrap-up, and these are the books I read, and then I have 3 more books that I listened to. Alright, I'm going to start with the ones that I listened to. I have an Audible account, and I also use Overdrive as ways to listen to audiobooks. I use audiobooks when I drive, I use them when I work out, when I sew, anything that revolves me needing to use my body, but not necessarily all of my mind, where someone would normally listen to music, I tend to listen to audiobooks instead. So if I have that little part of my head that doesn't have to do a ton of work, just kind of needs to be present. You know, like when you work out, you don't want to drop a weight. When you're driving, you don't want to crash the car. When you're sewing, you don't want to run over your finger. So for all those times when you normally listen to music and just kind of sing along, instead I listen to books. So I listened to 3 this month. The first one I listened to was Silence, which is the 3rd book in the Hush Hush series. And if I can figure out how to do it, I'll put a picture right here for you of the cover. I also read Finale, which is the 4th book of the Hush Hush series. So it rounded out the whole series. It took me about a year to listen to the whole thing. I listened to the first couple months ago, and then I finally got around to listening to the last 2, and I did those ones just recently. I liked them a lot. I thought they were a really good series. I thought it was a very solid series, but it was one of those series I just could not get into reading, but listening to really was amazing. The person who narrated the book did a really good job. She was really good with her different voices, and I really enjoyed listening to her. So I was able to listen to the end of that series and really enjoy it and be glad that I did. It's not something that I would probably listen to a second time, and it's probably not something I would actually buy and read again, but they were really solid books and I liked them a lot. The next book that I listened to was The Daughter of Smoke and Bones, and I am so sad that my library does not have the 2nd book available right now. I am next in line for it, and I'm listening to Beauty Queens right now, which literally has me making faces. All my husband keeps saying is, "Stop making that face." And I'm like, "What face?" And he goes, "I know it's your book, but it looks like you're making dirty faces at us." And so my daughter's right there, and she's laughing because it's true, because I keep making these dirty faces. I'm like, what is with this book? So that will be next month, but I am really looking forward to finishing the Daughter of Smoke and Bone series. The first one was amazing. It had a really slow to start. I was probably 4 chapters into it, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to read this anymore. I was not getting the beginning of it. But then after about that 4th chapter, it all started to pick up. It began really good, and I was really excited about it. So that one was definitely good. So out of the remaining books, I will show them to you in order. So this is The Isle of the Lost by Melissa de la Cruz. It's a Disney series that revolves around the children of the villains. So Maleficent, the Evil Queen, Jafar, it's their children. There is an entire series. It's obviously collaborated with Disney on this. Beyond the fact that this was published by Disney Hyperion. But it goes book, movie that the Disney Channel had out, and then there's another book which I also have. Then there's something between that book and the 3rd book. I'm not sure if it's the TV show that came out or if it's another like little mini thing. I'm not sure. I was trying to keep track of them and I'm a little confused. So far I've read 1 book and seen 1 movie. So I'll let you know when I get to the next one. It's on my TBR, I don't know. Next are the 3 books that I read for the Book Buddy-a-thon. The Sun is Also a Star by Nicole. Absolutely amazing book. I'm very sad that this is a library book and I have to take it back. The next book that I read was Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. My husband's still working on it. I'm probably going to let him have this one to use instead of the ebook, because he seems to do better with books too, and he's been interested in reading more, and so I would very be very happy to have him read it next because he's about a third of the way through it. He needs to get going. The last book I read for the Book Buddy-a-thon was Geekarella. I loved this book. I don't know if I gave it 4 or 5 stars, but I know I've been bouncing back and forth between the two because it's a little predictable. It's a Cinderella retelling, but it was so cute. I think I gave it 4 stars because it was predictable, but so cute. It actually put me in a little bit of a book drought because I didn't read another book after this until just recently. And then I was reading like 5 books at one time. So of the 5 books that I was reading over the last couple of weeks, I finished Library of Souls. So I have now finished the entire Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series. It ended wonderful. I absolutely loved how it ended. It just, I was yelling at the book, I was mad at the characters, and then it all ended out perfectly, and I was just so happy with it. So this was definitely a worthwhile book for me to read. I have several more books that I am currently reading, and I will show those to you during my TBR section. I'm going to let my daughter go next because she's read a couple books this month. I'm going to go grab the books that I plan on finishing this month, and I will let her take the stage.
Sure. First book that I finished was about 3 weeks ago, and it was the first fairy tale book. Well, manga technically. And then these 2 I finished yesterday, and they're the second and third fairy tale book. That's really it. Bravo. To be read, or finished, is Fairy Tale, the 4th book.
And the 5th and the 6th and the 7th and the 8th and the 9th and the 10th. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, and the 5th.
Next is my TBR. These are the books that I am currently reading right now. I have 5 that I'm currently reading, and a couple of these are going to be also in my book haul, and so I'm going to keep it kind of short, let you know what I'm reading and why I'm reading it, and let you know that other than these 5 books, I have no idea what I'm going to read. I am very much a mood reader. I read what feels good at that time. So the first book that I'm currently reading is A Love That Split the World, and I'm reading it on audiobook. I'm reading it on my Kindle. I don't normally buy Kindle books. I don't care for them. I like having the physical hardcover books, but it was $1.99. I've been wanting to read it, so I bought it, and I'm already 10 chapters into it and loving it. The next book that I'm hoping to be able to finish this month is Redeemed. It is the last book in the House of Night series, and it's number 12. And it's getting a lot of hate because the series went on for so long, but I still kind of love it, and I still want to know how it ends. So I started it yesterday. I'm a couple of chapters into it. It's definitely going to be a little bit harder for me to get through this one because it's been going for so long. This series is 10 years old, and I have read most of them as they came out. The last few I kind of clumped together, but I haven't read anything from the cast girls for a couple of 6-7 months, and so I'm hoping that I won't lose too much traction, and I just started it and I already feel like I know what's going on, so I'm not too worried about that. So this is definitely a hope to finish soon. Then the next couple of books I have are either short stories or they're comics, and they're a good way for me to break up the books I've been reading. So in order to get past Geekarella, I went to these books. I went to this book, and this is Percy Jackson's Greek Gods, and it's got stories about all of the Greek gods, how the world started through Greek mythology. I think I said Roman in a different one, so sorry about that. But as you can see, I'm a decent chunk of the way through it. I'm right here. And they're really short little stories about each of the Greek gods and goddesses, the Titans, how the world started, and I really enjoy this. This is a good way to break up when I just am not in the mood to read an actual chapter book. I just read one of these instead. I also just got Mouse. It is a father-son comic about the Holocaust. And so far I like it a lot. The drawings are a little bit on the crude side. The writing is wonderful. It's definitely a narrative between father and son. They're just having a conversation. Dad is getting old and has had a couple of heart attacks, and the son is trying to make an effort to get to know his dad better. And so they write this together. Son writes down the conversations that they have, draws the pictures for it, and dad just talks and shares his story. And I'm a couple of chapters into it. I'm on chapter 3 right now. They haven't gotten to the war yet. It's just starting. They're starting to see the prejudice, but the war itself hasn't started. And so I have a feeling that's the next chapter. So far, it's very interesting. And then the last one I'm reading is Saga. One of the YouTubers that I really like, the booktubers I really like, Little Book Owl, she loves these and swears by them. I've only just started it. I've read one chapter of it so far. I just kind of sat down and started reading it, but I liked it a lot. And there's a lot of chapters in here. This book is stupid heavy. But if I can show you a picture that's not too graphic. The pictures are beautiful, the illustrations are wonderful, and the story so far, I like it a lot. I haven't read a straight comic in a long time. I've read mangas, but as far as straight comics, I have 2 right now, and I haven't read any in a long time, and I'm really, really enjoying both of them. This was my wrap up and my TBR for this month, and I will definitely keep you guys updated. I will put my Instagram below, so if you ever want to see what book I'm reading, chances are it's going to be on there. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.